Hello, friends, family, and countrymen. Nicholas here. I wanted to do a little special shout-out type of video real quick. I just watched... I don't know what it's called now. I just watched a short film by Shane Dawson. If you don't know who Shane Dawson is, Shane Dawson is a YouTube personality who started out in, I want to say 2006, 2007-ish. Not immediately at the beginning, but pretty much close to the beginning of YouTube. And at first he did like really weird skits, and then he moved on to directing his own short films and some really, really good skits in his weekly videos. Like Viewer Orgy Party, Shane Dawson and Friends, all of those. They're really good. And then he directed a movie, or I guess, did he direct 2 movies? He directed Not Cool, which is on Netflix if you haven't seen it. It's not a great film, but it's pretty funny and it's good. That's crazy. Look at my... Sorry, Shane. I need to talk about this for a second. My hand thing is doing the thing on the roof. Look, if you look right up there at the purple, it's doing like, ooh, there's a ghost. There's a ghost. There's a ghost in my car. Okay, sorry. Back to Shane Dawson. Not Cool is an okay movie. It's not the best, and it's also not terrible. It's really good for a very first directorial debut. And if you watch Shane Dawson's stuff, it makes a lot of sense. Like, it's something that he would direct. And then, sorry, forgot. He went through a little bit of a time where he posted some videos, and he did his vlogs and everything, but he wasn't really doing like the Shane and Friends and a whole lot of skits, but he was still doing like larger productions. He did Bad Blood parody video, which was taken down, and he was livid with YouTube because every other thing that he's ever done that was a parody video like didn't receive an immediate thing, whereas the Taylor Swift Bad Blood parody did, and it was so stupid. And like, they put it back up, but at the same time, this was the beginning. Really, this was about the time when they started to really look at the copyright issues, copyright claims and stuff that people were complaining about, which is cool for me. I really love it because a lot of things started with Shane. And I know that it didn't fully start with him, but it was big news for a little while, which is good. It's good to have news that we can focus on. And then Shane got into an accident, and I think it was an accident. He hurt his leg, like, pretty badly. He was in a cast, and he couldn't like leave his house for a few weeks. So instead of doing like skit videos, he started doing like weird vlogs, which was cool because it was something that he didn't really do before, but he did it really well the first time he did it. And so he kind of stopped doing the skits, the Shane and Friends, playing characters like SDZ and Shanae, and he focused on that type of vlogging and such. And then he's really mainly only done that for a while. And then he wrote a book, and then he actually came out of the closet, and those two things might be flipped. He may have came out and then wrote the book, or he wrote the book and then came out. One of the two. I don't know. I do not know. But, yeah, he's an amazing guy. I've heard, I guess, a lot about him as like a person. He's funny, but he's like, he has his own personal issues like everyone else does. And if you've ever listened to his podcast, you hear a lot about stuff like that. And I think it's pretty awesome. Some of the stories and some of the things that he does. Like one of the skits that he did, which was absolutely the most hilarious and like out of, like, you couldn't make it up type of thing that he's ever done, was in his Shane and Friends show. He did an interview with Farrah Abrams, who's a teen mom, and she was just like straight-faced the entire time and just like rude and all that stuff. But Shane was playing this character called Shanae, who's like this brassy little crazy chica, and like it was so awesome, the amount of awkwardness in the entire video. So like, this was right when Farrah Abrams released a book and then released a song and all that, and oops, turn the lights off again. That needs to stop happening. And like, they were just so bad, and Shane got on her about like spelling stuff, and like he busted out laughing while listening to the song, and she was just like so mad about it, and there was just this tension in the entire of it. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch Shanae Interviews Farrah Abrams. It's so great. Like, there's interviews that you want in life, and then there's interviews you don't want. This is both of those at the same time. It's so beautiful. I was laughing the entire time. And yeah, so Shane recently did a short film, which when he publishes a book, he does a short film with the same title as the book. So whatever the second book that he wrote, the title of that's the title of the short film. And this one was kind of like a throwback, but it was so meta, like, and I loved it. So the plot basically is he invites a bunch of people over to his house, and he's playing this character version of Shane where it's just kind of what people think of him at the moment. Like, he's a raging bisexual with like such a crazy following, and like Galaxy and his food thing that he does, because he's so different from when he first started YouTube, and that's how a lot of people are, like Philip DeFranco. I'm going to do a video on that, good sir, pretty soon. And so like there's a few murders that happen, and it kind of calls back to spoilers. Let me just say spoilers. The ending is this person was murdering him and his friends, and the reason that they did that was because they missed the old videos that Shane did. The Shane Dawson and Friends with Shanae, SDZ, Ned, all of them. And so they like murdered him, put him around the table, and then made Shane do a video, and it was like a really good callback. It was so meta because these are like criticisms that he gets all the time, and like Liz Bug is in it, who's his ex-girlfriend now, because they broke up a while ago, and then he came out as bisexual, and like her lines are things that like that YouTube trolls were saying about him, and it was just so perfectly acted, perfectly written, just amazing the way that it, like, I don't know, it's amazing to see something so meta like that, because, and when I say meta, meta is a term for like an art form taking on the heart and soul of real life and stuff like that. And so what I mean when I say it's meta, it's he's accepting everything that people are saying about him, and people that and things that they're saying about his films and his his films and his vlogs and all of his little videos that he does and his thumbnails and everything like that. And it's just so awesome, and I absolutely love what he's done and what he's doing. So now I'm going to plug him. If you haven't watched anything of Shane Dawson's, please do. His comedy style is a little racy. I will admit that fully. There's some stuff in the past works that he's done that were pretty intense. Like, he got a lot of backlash a few years ago. I want to say like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, because he used blackface before it was, the worst thing that anyone could ever do in the world. And I'm not excusing anyone using blackface. I'm just saying, in like 2005 to 2008-ish, 2009, there wasn't really this movement against things like blackface, or the Black Lives Matter movement wasn't really huge, and everything wasn't racially motivated. And obviously his apology video is still up for that, because he, and a lot of artists do this, he didn't think that he did something wrong until it was pointed out to him. And that's something that you have to realize with a lot of people, is that what seems wrong to you is not always wrong to the person who's doing it. That's why, as a society, we need to connect, and we need to teach each other what's right and wrong, because our moral guidance is based on everyone around us and what they feel as well as what we feel. And so watch some of his old stuff, watch some of his new stuff. If you want to, I suggest highly We Are Never Getting Back Together parody musical, Payphone parody musical, Bad Blood parody musical, and then his 2 short films based on his books. So I Hate My Selfie and the other one, which I cannot remember at the moment. Also read his books, check him out. Just, find his most viewed video. I don't even know what it is, but just check it out. Check him out. He's a good guy, and he really deserves the fame that he's getting. So yeah, I'm gonna end my video on that. Gosh, there was everything in that. There was distractions of this thing, and then there was like a message somewhere in there. I love it. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.